Howdy gang, it's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. Today we're talking about a question that I got from somebody that's been through our 6-week intensive program. The question is, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Look, whenever we start a new skill, whenever we're going down the path of learning something new, it's very common and totally reasonable to ask the question, am I doing this right? Part of it comes from, not wanting to do it wrong, not wanting to spend a lot of time investing in something if you're doing it wrong. Back in the day when I played golf in high school, I had a swing coach, and you would want to check in with the coach and be like, hey, one of the things that I was always working on was my grip, right? And it would be good to be like, hey, am I doing it right? Because I'm hitting the ball and I'm shanking it to the right. Like I'm not hitting, the result is not great. So what I want to know is my grip right? Because the result's not great, but at least is it what it's supposed to be? Yeah. So that being said, usually the question, am I doing this right, comes from looking at the result. It's looking at like, hey, I just hit the ball to the right. I just shanked the ball to the right. I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. Am I doing it right? And so in marketing, you might commit yourself to a model of marketing. You might commit yourself to actions that you're going to do on a daily or weekly basis in order to implement something new in your marketing. And if you don't get the result you're looking for in the beginning, you might start to wonder, am I doing this right? Because it feels like when I do this marketing, nobody's responding. There's actually 3 things, right, that I think are contributing to this. 1, you're not getting the engagement that you thought you'd get or hoped you'd get. Number 2, you're not producing the result that you wanted, as in a lead or business or whatever. And 3, you're, 3, there you go. I almost lost it. 3 is you're missing the bigger picture. So sometimes you're not getting the engagement you want. You're like, I'm not getting the engagement. Am I doing it right? 2, you're not producing the result you want. You're like, wow, am I doing this right? Or 3, hey, I don't see how this fits in the bigger picture. Like, is this all there is to this? Like in golf, right? If it's like, is this all there is to this? Is just changing my grip? Because I'd actually like to shoot a lower score, right? I'm missing the bigger picture of how the grip fits in with the rest of the game, for example. In marketing, you might be missing the bigger picture of how your content strategy fits into a paid strategy, right? Like paid ads or networking or building a foundation of content and a body of work to lead a movement. If all you're looking at right now is the engagement of it, like did I get any people liking this particular post, then you're going to miss the bigger picture. So I want to look at a couple things that might relieve some of this tension for you if you're in a spot in your marketing where you're like, am I doing this right? Okay. The first one is to trust the process. Like, first of all, you have to have a process. So I'm assuming that if you're having the question, am I doing this right? You're asking that question based on having invested in a model, right? That you actually went out and studied under someone your particular marketing model that you're implementing. Now, if you didn't do that and you're asking the question, am I doing this right? Well, then I don't know. And you won't know, because if you're not drafting on those who have gone before you, if you're not standing on the shoulders of those who have gone before you, then what you're in essence doing is pioneering something new that you have no case study for, you have no results for. So how will you know if you're doing it right or not? But that being said, if you have invested in a particular marketing model, if you have studied under someone with a model, then the first thing is to just trust the process and keep doing the model, right? Even when engagement lags, you trust the process, you trust the model, and you just keep going, okay? Number 2, stop looking for results, right? And start feeling into your truth. Part of what makes content marketing, content marketing can be a long strategy if you don't bring in paid traffic, which is, I'm total advocate for paid traffic, or let's call it proactive traffic, right? Proactive strategies. If you're just waiting for organic results to happen, I think you're going to be disappointed, right? So But in the space of, if you don't have the budget to go all in with paying for traffic, paying for eyeballs to see your content, then, you're in this season, you're in this window of time where you're going to have to trust the process and then feel into the truth of what it is you're sharing. Because sometimes, listen guys, sometimes when you're sharing your truth and people don't respond, all you have to keep going is the fact that you feel like this is true and this can't be wrong, right? Like so many times I've told myself, this can't be wrong. In the face of people saying, this is a stupid conversation about vulnerability in marketing, I say to myself, this can't be wrong. I am not wrong about this. You, in the face of you starting a new message and leading a new conversation in the world, are going to be met with people who are like, why are you doing that? And you're even going to doubt yourself at times. And you have to come back and feel into your truth and remind yourself that this can't be wrong. I'm sharing this for a reason. This is an expression of my soul. And when you can do that, it allows you to trust the process. So trust the process, feel into your truth. And then here's the last thing I'm going to give you in this. I want you to start to expand. I want you to press into the bigger picture. Okay. So some of you, what you've done is you've studied under somebody, you've learned stuff, but then you kind of stopped asking questions. You stopped participating, right? And you sort of reserved yourself to just doing what you were taught and not going deeper. Most likely there is a deeper strategy here. And what I will tell you, if you've been through my programs, is there's a deeper strategy. And so right? Like I'm very good at engaging with you when you engage with me. So if you want to find out more, then ask me more. And if you have studied under somebody else, ask them. Press into the bigger conversation. See what people are willing to share. Maybe they have another program coming up. Maybe they do one-on-one coaching. Maybe you just private message them and you ask them a question and they give you a response for free. But whatever it is, keep pressing, keep asking, because you'll be surprised by what people give you in response to your question. When you take an interest in people's work, if you've studied under somebody, they have a body of work. And when you show interest in their body of work, it's amazing how they give back to you, right? So press into the bigger picture. Press into the bigger picture. Okay? There you have it, gang. When you start asking yourself the question, am I doing this right? Trust the process, right? Trust the process. Feel into your truth so that you can tell yourself, so you can remind yourself, this can't be wrong, and press into the bigger picture, all right? If you'd like to learn more about the bigger picture that I teach in terms of marketing, content marketing, and building a tribe with a message that is aligned to your values, you can start a free course at groundswellmethod.com. It's 5 videos, just over 90 minutes. And it's an appetizer. It's a taste test of a 6-week intensive program that I actually walk people through so that you can launch your important work in the world. Thanks for hanging out with me today in this episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. And until tomorrow, see ya.